right, so it is April 27th, and I'm taking a walk around video, try to get as much detail on the 65 Ranchero as possible, so that way you guys can see it if you have any questions. So here's the front end, and I'll do a walk around in the sun. As you can see, the body panels are pretty good, the body lines and gaps are pretty good. I'll get the interior here in a minute. So I'll go a quick overview and then I'll get some details. Look at the back. I don't know if you can see, but the stance, it's stood up in the back a little bit. There's the right side panels. You can see the trim is all there. Gotta get a little close here because of the vegetation. But the trim is all there. It's that deluxe trim. It should be a two-tone factory paint. This obviously has been repainted. It's not the original paint. This is one of the close to the primary color. I think it's some kind of Rangoon red, and then it has a white trim that goes down along the top should be white, and the in between the trim here where the chevron goes down, that's white. So you could Google them and see images, but that's how they should be. So I'll go into details on some problem areas on the body panels. Right here, you have a little bit of bubbling. You can see that right there. The doors, on all the doors, you can see where it's banged up over the years. And then you do have some cracking in the paint here. This looks pretty good, except for this spot, there is another crack in the paint. Coming along to the back, this is just some wax I missed. Right here you do have a dent. Looks like somebody tried to Bondo it in the past and it fell out. So somebody who's good body work can pull that out and do that right. As I said in the description, my dad back this into something right here, sorry, and there's a bend in the bumper. You can see this side is good, but then you can see the bend right there and a little bit of the chrome cracking. It also pushed the bumper into the tailgate up a little bit, you can see, and it tweaked it on the hinges, so you can see the body lines don't match up. But if you came in here and fixed the hinges, it would drop it back into place. Getting some more filler that fell out, but looks like just minor. Another problem spot. All the way around to the front. The front is pretty good. There's not really much going on in the front. Okay, for the interior, as I said in the description, it is a GM aftermarket interior. Looks like it came out of a GM vehicle, obviously, based on the seat belts. It does have whoever did it did a good job with the headliner, obviously not original. If you look at the visors, they're very current. And then it does have working lights up there, so whoever did that replaced it, but if you wanted to go back to original, obviously you would go back to original. The dash, the metal is here all the way down, you can see, and then the top, the trim does come up to a dash that, if not original, it is accurate to the vehicle, OEM, but for whatever reason they put this wood paneling here. I'm guessing to do their own gauges. I've never gotten back there. I tried to get back there to look. So whoever bought it would have to pop that off. to make sure that all the metal is correct underneath there. I will try to get under there and get some pictures, but as far as I can tell, that's what it is. It is doable to put it back to original. Same with the door panels here. The metal up top is good, but obviously these felt type door panels are not correct. It's got a Hurst shifter, an aftermarket steering wheel. And here's the door panels. The doors are straight, but those panels are not correct. And there's the data plate with that shows that this is a C code 289 correct vehicle. VIN confirms that. 4-speed with the deluxe trim, Rangoon red, and I believe it's Oxford white is the trim. Now there is supposed to be a little lip here. I'm guessing at one point somebody put an interior here that didn't fit, and so they cut that out. So you can see the lip just goes down to here. So a good metal, somebody that works good metal could replace that, but that was cut out all the way down. What else? I guess I'll go into the engine. And I'll get underneath it here in a minute. There are some problem areas with the floor pans. There's some rust down there, but I'll show you the engine first. So here's the 289. It is original. It is going to need a rebuild. It does run. I'll start it up here in a minute to let everybody listen to it, but it definitely, I don't know if it's ever been gotten into, but you could hear some of the lifters in there, and you could also hear the crank as you drive. It's a little bit sloppy, but it all runs, and no bent rods, nothing like that. It's good. The block is good. Since I've had it, I've never put any oil in it. It does have a slow oil leak, but I've had it for 3 years and never had to put any oil on it when it was sitting in the garage. Okay, I'll get underneath it first. I'll show you some. Oh, so my father gave me this car near the end of. He liked to work on cars. He wasn't a mechanic, but he was pretty good. This was one of the final cars he bought. He didn't have it for that long. That's why it doesn't have much sentimental value to me. But he did start to try to hot rod it out a little bit. He put a Holley 850 carb on there. I don't know if you could see it under there. My opinion, it's over carbureted and it definitely needs to be adjusted. And he also put this aluminum radiator in there with electric fan. Has an electric gas pump. But when he did that, he cut out the original radiator. So if you want to ever go back to original, you would have to fill these gaps. One there and one there where he cut them out. So, okay. I'll start in the back and work my way in. It's a bright day, so hopefully you guys can see under here. So the bed is good, and I'll show you over. I'll look at the upper part of the bed also. I don't know if you can see the cross members here. No rust. Looks like something was pulled out here, but they are all intact. The frame all the way down intact, no rust. But as you can see, those inner, basically like any Ford, Mustang, Falcon of this era, the floor pans and the inner fenders are going to need to be replaced. If you look at any from the 60s, that's common. They do sell these on the internet, the inner fenders. See, this one's been completely taken out, but that one has not. So you can see in there. Get it closer here. Focuses. See right here. So these inner fenders go for about 69 bucks a piece, and it looks fairly easy. I'm just not that. I would have somebody professionally do it. I'm not going to do it myself. So that's the back end, 8-inch rear. Here's the electric fuel pump. And like I said, you can see all that road grime, but there's the inner fenders are definitely going to need to be taken care of. But the frame is solid, no rust whatsoever in the frame, no nothing that's been eaten through. Let me go to this other side, and it's the same thing. Frame is good all the way down. The bed is good. But again, I already showed you on this side, the inner fender is going to definitely need to be replaced. You got your exhaust, your rear end. And like I said, my dad, I don't know if he got it this way or if he put these shackles on there to raise it up for that hot rod look, but that's what's done. You could drop these very easily if you wanted to. All right, let me go to the floor pans. Okay, so again, I'll get in here as good as I can. Obviously, the floor pans also would need to be replaced, as you can see here. But I don't know if you can see up on the cross member and the frame. They're good. So it would definitely just be these floor pans here that would need to be taken care of. As you can see. And the price reflects that. I did drop it once I got under here and realized that these would all have to be cut out and new ones welded in. Okay, let me go to the passenger side. And the passenger side looks about the same, if you can see that in there. Passenger side frame looks good, and I don't know if I can even get in here. I'll try to look up in here again. The fender wells are, frame is good, as you can see, no rust, but the fender wells do have a little bit of rust. This one's not too bad over here. We'll go to the driver's side. You can see in there. I apologize, I don't even know what I'm filming because I can't see it. And then here's the other part of the gas pump, but you can see the front cross member here, solid, no rust. Down here, all the suspension solid, no rust. Okay, all right, I'll start it up. And I will take a separate video of me driving. I'll have to get my son to film. Okay, because it does have that electric fan and the electric gas pump. I let it go for a second. As you can hear. Okay. I'm gonna rev it up, but I don't want it to jump out of gear and run me over, so let me get something to block it real quick. Just so I don't get run over if it jumps out of gear or into gear. Sounds pretty healthy. You come back here, maybe pick it up. As you can see, no smoke. Pretty clean. And like I said, I'll take another video of me driving around the neighborhood. That's it. And there she is. So I tried to show it as complete as possible, warts and all. Like I said, it's one of those. It's a car that if you wanted to buy right now, you could take it on cruise night. It looks great from. I'll show you. From 20 feet out, it looks beautiful, and it looks beautiful up close too. But as you get closer in, you realize it does need some work on a few things, especially those panels underneath that need to be replaced, and the interior. Again, I was originally my dad was asking $8,500 for it. He couldn't sell it. I dropped it down to $6,500, and then when I looked underneath it, I saw the rust and dropped it down to $5,000. So I'm at $5,000. That's firm. That's the lowest I'm going to take. I'm not interested in any trades. But like I said, it has a lot of potential. It is a desirable model of Ranchero. It's the Deluxe. It's the top of the line, 289 4-speed original. Oh, you know what? Let me show you the bed. I forgot. Apologize. Get out the screwdriver. And just so you see that there's no rust underneath this tarp. But again, I'm really not doing this to make money. I'm doing it more to just clear it out of the garage to have space. But at the same time, I don't want to just give it away. This being stubborn right here. I guess I should have cut this video. All right, I apologize one more time. Come on now. I might at this point edit it just so I don't waste everybody's time here. Okay, one more, and then we should be good. I was getting underneath this one. I can replace that. So one more. Okay. If you guys can see in there, probably not, but spare, no rust. I'm gonna get my flashlight. No. I apologize again. And I will probably edit this part out if I can figure out how to do that. I'm gonna get one of my kids to help me. Let me take off a couple more of these. Gosh. Okay, flashlight in there with it. See a little bit better. So as you can see, it's pretty clean. No damage. Looks it's straight. And if you come over and look at it in person, you'll see that. So yeah, that's it. All the information's in the Craigslist ad. It is garage kept. I'm going to put it in the garage right now, and hopefully I'll get my son out here to help me film it later. So any questions, give me a call or an email.